carrots. Fake fruit. Fake. Fake grapefruits. Fake. Liar! You liar!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Friday Free for All on the Prepared Mind channel. Uman says it's set up live like the zoo. I don't know. I guess we'll find out here in a second. Well, we are live. If you've got questions, comments, thoughts, ideas, prognostications, or some general hilarity, and I've got some of that as well, we'll talk. Now, Mr. Uman, it's Friday. I remembered. I didn't forget this time. We're going to do the shotgun approach. Boom, 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 boom. I've got stuff. You've got stuff. I've got stuff. Instead of doing 30-minute monologue and then, 30 minutes you guys question. We're going to go back and forth and have some fun with it. All right. Lots to talk about, but my top story is good one. You're going to love the top story. Top story, top story, top story. Where is it? It's right here. All right, Mr. Uman, keep an eye out. We're going to get some comments right out the gate. We had a crazed, wacko, lunatic protester. He showed up outside the hush money trial of Trump in New York. And guess what this guy did? If you're not aware, you might be shocked. Children, plug your ears. The idiot set himself on fire. I don't know if he's dead yet or not. He certainly had the shit burned out of himself. Now, I've got some problems with this. Number one, this guy just released carbon, evil carbon, by burning that oil and gas on himself. What an evil son of a bitch, huh? Another question I have is, will he still be able to vote multiple times, even if he's dead? Number three, I didn't notice anyone running over to piss on him to put the fire out. I think that would have been maybe an appropriate thing. Number four, how will we know if how will he had a manifesto. Apparently he threw it on the ground before he set himself on fire. What if the world read his manifesto and the world changed because it was brilliantly done? And if he kills himself by burning himself, he'll never know that he made a big impact. Wouldn't you want to wait around to see if the world liked your manifesto? Well, we won't like it because a manifesto is something that I guess communists put out. Anyways, this guy said it's time for a revolution because world fascism, right? And it's like, well, but you are a liberal mentality socialist. You're asking for the fascism. Right? George Soros is giving money away and paying politicians for his political policies to be enacted. That is fascism. Climate control, climate hoax, climatology, all this climate crap is fascism. The war in Ukraine against Russia is a war to support fascism. Oh, it's just incredible to me. Incredible. And number five, this guy will be forgotten in a few days, if not sooner. He won't be missed. Crazy world. Mr. Uman, do you have any thoughts on this? This guy that burned himself. Why did he choose this venue?
I have no idea what this guy was thinking. I got to think it's some kind of a leftist protesting something or other, but I have no idea. I haven't heard any reliable or good theories about it.
Well, I may be a crazy polo, but some people are just crazy altogether. I mean, to burn yourself alive. What an interesting thing. Kind of reminded me though of that illegal immigrant in England. I think it was England, who was pouring gas all over the ground at a petrol station and set it on fire because they don't like England, the West, civilization.
They didn't get free cars.
Wait, what was that?
They didn't get free cars.
They didn't. Yeah, they haven't been given Jaguars yet, or Bentleys, or Rolls Royces. They want the very best. Damn it. Now, do we got some questions all lined up, man?
Everybody's still saying hi and stuff. I haven't seen any questions pop up yet. Oh wait,
All right, you crazy fucking kids. Get some questions in here. Stop all this. How you doing? I miss you and all that shit. You're here every day with me and Who-Man. We know you're out there. You know you're out there.
Okay, we got one from Name Redacted, so I'll pop that one up.
Okay, cool. Name Redacted says, John, my friend, yesterday you were sharing how the elite think. We definitely have studied the same things. I wish you'd share more. I wish you share more of that for some time. People need to understand the cabal. Well, I tell you, there's so many ways to understand and look at these people. I really appreciate the compliments. A lot of us, let's just say this. Let's just say the destination is enlightenment, understanding, to be fully informed. Well, some people come from over there and some people come from over there. And, I came from back here. We all take separate roads, but we're trying to all get to this place where we have a good understanding, where the facts that we see, that we've witnessed, that we hear, that we learn, all come together and they make sense. Right? We can all relate to that. That's what language is about, by the way. A common language so we can communicate. Right? You look at a bird, we use the word bird to describe an animal that flies. We have a word like blue to describe a particular color. We have a word called man to describe human beings that have a penis. When you start taking away our language and changing it up and saying, well, it's fluid, right? You take away our ability to get to this place where we can all agree on reality. Now, the more complex the topic, the more difficult the reality is to come to a consensus and understand. That's why they're like, well, unless you're an expert, you can't understand science or medicine or politics. You're just a stupid plebe. No, we get it. We understand it. And yes, truly, the wealthy aristocrats, royalty, mega wealthy people, they hate us. Hate. I'll tell you, Name Redacted, they hate us. That's why they're willing to feed us bugs. That's why they're willing to steal our property. That's why they're willing to pay politicians to destroy us, because they hate us. If we're gone and dead, it doesn't matter to them. They're rich. They can hire people to work on the plantation and plant their vegetables and tend to their goats, sheep, and cows. Right? If they've got the whole planet to themselves, then everything is theirs. They hate us. Whether you call them the cabal, whether you call them Zionists, whether you call them name your Illuminati term. They all work together. Now, what's interesting, and some people go, well, wait a minute, this group over here doesn't like this group over here. No, they agree on a couple of things. A general agenda, control the whole planet. Now, they will argue, fight, contradict one another, because they all have their own way that they want to get there. They're taking their own road. The way we take road to understand things, they take a road and they have a road they're making that leads to totalitarian destruction of the country. People need to wake up. They need to understand. Yes, they do. More on these topics, all of them. Now we've covered that. Yeah, folks, there's going to be a lot more discussion about the uber rich. I'm not talking about the guy down the street who's a millionaire. Who gives a shit? I don't care if someone drives a fucking Bentley. Good for you. But when people with money, authority, power, when they say you can't talk and you don't get to own property, and we're going to close that section of the forest, the jungle, the desert. We're not going to allow humans there anymore. Well, except us, right? Those are the bad people. They're the bad people. No flying on a jet, no vacations for you, but they get on a private jet and they fly wherever the fuck they want. Now, people are waking up to this. They are. Even children. And this is fascinating. Biden was giving a speech. Joe Biden, President Joe Biden. his great uncle or some shit like that, the one who got shot down and almost got eaten by cannibals in the South Pacific. Yeah, we're going to cover that as well. Anyways, Joe Biden, the asshole president. This is 100% hilarious to me. The child gave him the middle finger. And Joe goes, this is a quote, "It happens all the time. You bet. I watched him drive through Scranton, Pennsylvania, and everyone in the crowds were not cheering with joy. They were jeering, putting down, shouting, cussing, insulting Biden as he drove by. Even children," he said, "give him the middle finger." Now, what I want to say to Joe Biden is, how do you like the disrespectful America the Democrats have fostered for decades, you asshole? Same with you, Obama. All these people, folks, they're now getting it. And I don't like seeing children have to do this. I think adults should be flipping off Biden. But in Canada, Trudeau gets hounded and harassed and cussed at, and rightly so, just like Biden. And over in Europe, they get cussed at. They get hounded and harassed by people because they're tired of their liberties and property and rights being impeached, impeded, stomped on, removed. All of them, folks. All of them. They're all going to pay the same way the French aristocracy and royalty did in the French Revolution. And I can't wait to see it happen. Why? Because I don't see a way out of this. I try and be positive. Mr. Uman is a very positive effect in my life. But I see no way out of the trouble. Even if Trump is elected, and folks, the NATO allies, they're actually contacting and coming and visiting President Trump. Even this early on, they're like, well, we know Biden sucks, and we think we're going to get Trump for the president. Even if we get Trump for president, don't think it's going to get better anytime fast. They're still going to push for their same agenda. Take away your food, take away your right to travel, take away your property. You'll own nothing and like it. Eat some bugs. Oh, by the way, have yourself a nice vaccine and die. This is where they want to take the whole world. I spent 15 minutes today watching various countries with these illegal immigrants, most of them Muslims, and they're in the streets punching people, fighting people in gangs, individually, picking on people who are Jews because they think they're Jews, picking on white people, punching women in the face left and right. And then I watched a video of a bunch of German men beating the ever-loving shit out of them for it. It is, folks, it's the violence. Here it is. I'm not encouraging it or glamorizing it, but it is going to need to happen. You can't solve problems with people who aren't intelligent and aren't willing to listen. Serious. Anyways, Mr. Uman, where are we at on everything? What do we want to do? Who's up next? What do we got? We got Badass Diving Frog. He says, John, you think the elites are filling up the cities only to seal them off and leave them to their own demise? Didn't a bridge just collapse? Well, that bridge in and out of Baltimore wasn't the only bridge. It was the main thoroughfare or artery for the transportation of hazardous materials. It's not the only way. Like, they're not creating Baltimore prison, kind of like, New York, Escape from New York, the islands there. But yeah, I do believe they're trying to herd people into cities, and they have, Mr. Diving Frog. They've been pushing for this super city concept for decades. They've been pushing for the small housing unit where you have enough room for a bed, maybe a small hanging closet, and that's it. They want 15-minute cities where everything you do from work to shop to live takes place within 15 walking minutes in your city. They want this kind of crap. Yeah, they do. They want to seal off the cities so that you can't go out into the country, so you can't travel, so you can't exercise your rights, so you can't fight the evil. You can go with it, go with 1984, go with Hunger Games if you wish. The federalized system, whether it's America or Russia or Europe, they want to have regional zones, and they want us fighting each other. They want us hating each other. They want us killing each other. And I really think that is why, badass, that is why they have brought all these illegals into our country. That's why all of these illegals, or should I say 80 to 90% of them, are young men. Young men who don't understand America, American laws, or give a shit to try and understand. They're bringing their own culture with them in their heads. They're going to be shoved into these cities, and guess what? They're assaulting people, robbing people, raping people, murdering people, kidnapping people, human trafficking, and then when they're arrested by police, they start fighting the police, punch the police, try and kill the police. And then when they get arrested again and thrown in jail, they show up in court, the judge lets them go. What they're being taught and conditioned is that in America, you can get away with whatever you want. If you're an illegal, all you have to do is bitch like a baby and you'll be given stuff. I don't think they have even begun to realize the fucking mistake they made by coming to America. Now, a lot of people will cower and give in. They're trying to if I talked, I don't even know if I talked about this. Ooh, man, you can help me if I haven't. They want to bring in all of these un-American young breeding age men. And guess what they would like? Every woman in the country to breed with them. Either willingly or unwillingly. And produce offspring. Offspring of unintelligent, uneducated, low IQ immigrants that come here. They want to dumb down the population. They want a mongrelized population so that we all are a bunch of idiotic mongrels. And the people at the top, the elites, right? The royalty, the aristocracy, the CEOs, the good families, they can maintain their superior bloodlines, they think. While we are just a bunch of mongrels, mutts, if you will. Unintelligent mutts, so they can distinguish themselves from us. Right now, blonde hair, blue-eyed, white skin. They don't like that. They don't like you having qualities they like. You could be black and highly intelligent, and they don't like that. They want to say, hey, smart guy, why don't you listen to some rap and go take some crack cocaine? That way we can dumb you down. You don't need education. You don't need to foster and nurture your mind. We want you to be a dumbass and go back into the ghetto. Oh, everyone into the ghetto. That's what they're doing, in my opinion. That's what they're creating. They want to create people who don't understand anything outside of the small area they live in. And folks, many of these people in these cities, in America and around the world, they never leave. They live within 10 miles of where they're born and raised. They don't want to leave. That's their gang. That's their turf. Idiots. Complete idiots. And for Chin Music, yes, Shitstain McShlomo. He sent me a picture of Ben Shapiro with Eye Patch McCain. Both of them wearing cowboy hats, and I'm probably going to go play Brokeback Mountain together. All right. Uman says, maybe a race of grays. Maybe that's how the aliens ended up that way. Oh, that's a good one. Now, do we want to go down this road, man? Do we want to talk alien hybridization program? Oh, there's the belief, folks, that the aliens are here to blend their genetics with ours so that them aliens can inhabit human-type bodies with their DNA in it, their DNA mixed with our DNA, so their souls can enter our bodies. And then they can take over the earth and colonize it, right? They want to make humans in their image. Oh, yeah, it's some crazy shit. Yeah, we can go down a lot of weird-ass roads, folks. What is the truth? Remember, again, we're trying to get to the truth, the facts, the concepts, ideas that we can all understand and grasp. That's why they want us stupid. So you can't explain what's going on. They want you ignorant, uninformed, uneducated about what is happening, so you don't understand the consequences of the decision they made. How many people go, oh yeah, I got a tax return. The government gave me money. It's like, no, you paid taxes. You paid too much. And the government's actually letting you have some of your money back. It's not a gift. It's not a gift, but people are being told, hey, government can just make money. They can print all they want. There's no consequence for it. They want us so ignorant we can't understand the consequences of the decisions made by these, sellout assholes. Truly, folks. I mean, they will lie to us right to our faces. For example, I've got this one for you. You've heard of Morning Joe, like it's a cup of coffee. Like, oh, I love Morning Joe on MSNBC. He's great. Well, actually, I don't love him. He's a fucking dickhead. But don't forget your deplorable coffee from www.cafefe.com. They make some damn good coffee. They're patriots, and they don't like this shit. Anyway, Morning Joe Scarborough, had a hissy fit of a meltdown. And he said that you, folks, hate America, and that you want Trump and you want a dictatorship. I don't think Uman or I or anyone on here has ever said, we need a dictatorship here and we hate America. No. Joe is an example of a communist, a socialist communist, whatever. And they are gaslighting us, lying right to our faces. So communist gaslighting from a Democrat scumbag like Joe, it's to be expected. We need to tell other people they are the destroyers. They are the haters. They're the ones that want to break America. And they're doing it. They're doing it. You bet. By the way, I used the word felching the other day to describe what homosexuals do with each other, just so people could get a better grasp of the filth that the LGBTQIA plus people engage in. And Chin Music, I think, vomited. So I'll refrain from letting too much stuff out. You just research these people, folks. They're disgusting. Mr. Uman, didn't you say that monkeypox is making a resurgence?
Yeah, they said there was a new strain of monkeypox out that is having some kind of like a 10% death rate or something like that.
Okay. Do you recall who? do you recall what sector of the population is subject to monkeypox and gets it?
I believe that was gay and bisexual men.
Okay, so the immoral fruitcakes of the planet, they tend to get it, and now there's a more deadly strain. Why don't they give it a cool name? Like, what were the cool names for COVID? The variants. Omicron. The Omicron variant.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember Jim Jones or Jim Jones juice and cerveza bug. That's all I ever called it.
But they had all kinds of cool names. Why don't they come up with a better name than monkeypox?
Yeah, they got to make it sound like it'd be cool to get it.
Yeah, something really cool. Like, why don't you go out and get some whatever? Yeah. Just these fucking people. They're fucked up. Anyways, thank you, Mr. Who-Man. I just want to make sure everyone knows I'm not the only one that understands these fruitcakes and what they're doing and how they're fucking up. But yeah, in this case, they're basically killing themselves. It's like, okay, then have at it, fruitcakes. All right. Last night, in the middle of the night, or late in the evening, anyways, Israel fired some missiles or dropped some bombs on Iran. Bomb, Iran. Well, the U.S. government came out and blamed Israel for it. They didn't credit them with it. They blamed them for it. It was interesting. Gold spiked like $50 in 5 minutes. They just shot straight up. I think it was the Asian markets were open. And then it went right back down again. Even though gold did finish at a new weekly all-time high, over $2,400 an ounce. What's your confidence level like in our monetary system? How is our economy doing? It's not that the price of gold, the value of gold is the value of gold. It's just, it takes more dollars to buy it. That's really what it is the dollar value is going down. So gold and silver are ways to protect your wealth and shield them from people like Biden and the monkeypox infested staffers in Washington, D.C. I'm sure the staffers who were engaged in gay anal sex in these Senate chambers, I'm sure they're prime candidates for monkeypox. It is a free-for-all Friday, folks. The gloves are off. Put up your dukes. What do you want to talk about, Mr. Uman? Where are we going with this? Hey, don't do that. And once again, as a kid, there was a gorilla at a local zoo down in Fresno that I'd go visit my family in Fresno. We go to the zoo. There's a fucking monkey there, a gorilla smoking a cigarette. Anyways, he says, I'd love to hear John's thoughts on the FBI warning us that China is going to hack the infrastructure. Is it really China alone? Will there even be an election? Now, it's more than one topic there, so one at a time. The FBI, Christopher Wray, director of the FBI, is warning us. Well, if he knows China's going to hack us, why the fuck doesn't he do something to stop it? Why doesn't the United States government in Washington, D.C. tell China, you have people there hacking our country, and they may even be government operatives. We're going to cut the internet cables to China so you can no longer participate in American internet exercises. Or that would probably create an international schism between Washington and Beijing. So, how about this? If you're a power plant, if you are a dam, a bridge operator, a reservoir operator, if you're in charge of the tunnel systems, anything infrastructure, power generation, right? Water, let's see, food production. Take your fucking computers off the internet. The ones that control the power plants, the dams, the bridges, disconnect them. If you've got a large ship, bigger than a 14-foot skiff, then take your fucking ship off the internet. You're better off using your cell phone to guide a ship out of a harbor than an internet-based program that can be hacked, causing you to run into a fucking bridge and take it down. So, hacking the infrastructure? Oh, you mean like taking control of an oil pipeline, right, Joe Biden? And then saying, well, it's not the government's problem to deal with that. How about national security, you old worthless fuck? Folks, they're doing it on purpose. So that's my thoughts on that. Mr. Hey, don't do that. The government doesn't give a fuck, or they would take steps years ago to take all important, critical, dangerous, necessary infrastructure offline. You need to get in there and see how the plant's operating? Good, then you go to fucking work and get on the computer there and see how the plant's operating. But you don't get to hack in or log in from home. I mean, how hard is it to log in from China? All you got to do is get someone's username and password. How hard is that? That's not really hacking. It's username and password. And they get in and they lurk about and they fuck things up. That is how incompetent and stupid government is. Take the fucking power plants, take the electrical grid, take food production, take fuel production and distribution, take it offline. Period. Now, is China alone? No. I'm sure there are many other countries that wish our country, specifically Washington, D.C., but some people just fucking hate America, like all of these immigrants that are here. They're not immigrants. They're invaders. They are criminals. They are scumbags. They are terrorists. I can't wait to meet one in person. Do you think they're going to want to talk to real Americans? Think they're going to talk shit to someone like me? Well, maybe if there's 2 or 3 or 10 of them, they might try it. I fucking dare them. Try me. Try me. Where are you guys at? Try me. This is how pissed off I am about these fucking people. I'm sick of them. China's not alone. No, there's lots of countries. Now, many countries, many of these people realize Washington, D.C. is the problem, not me and you. But the street urchins, the low IQ dumbasses from other countries, the low IQ dumbass Democrats, they do look at you and hate you. Look at what they're allowing to be done. Now, will there even be an election? Great question. In my opinion, the odds of an election being canceled, I'm going to go with 60%. I think the odds are better than 50-50 that we'll have an event, an emergency, a disaster, something happen, and postpone the election. Now, do I think it's guaranteed? No. Do I think we'll have martial law and that's what happens? I don't know. I can't say. How can I say? I know a secret squirrel out of Washington, D.C. No. I use my decoder ring when listening to the president and his message. No. I'm just thinking desperate times, desperate measures, and we have desperate ding-dongs in D.C. I think there's a chance of it. If the Democrats think there is no way for them to cheat, we could have problems. If they think they have a chance of cheating and winning the election, then they'll go through with it. But a lot of people want this country done, dead. Let me give you an example of one of these low IQ, brainwashed, idiotic Democrat people. Let's see. How about a transgender teen who was arrested because it was threatening to shoot up a high school in Maryland? That's right. Wrote a 129-page manifesto. The authorities released some of it. How about that? Another tranny who wanted to murder people. It's amazing. They have so much in common with terrorists. I think they should be labeled terrorists. You want to be a tranny? Good. You're on a terror watch list. Fucking screwy people. Every last one of them screwy. I mean, the stupid is becoming harder and harder for many people to stomach, to swallow. A couple of weeks ago, Stephen Smith, he's a ESPN sports dude. He was, just saying, look, you're just pissing everyone off. You're going after Trump. It's obvious. It's transparent. But he's come back out again. He says that the Democrats are using the legal system against Trump. And it's proving to everybody out here that they're afraid of Trump. They're afraid of you and me. And they can't win on intellectual arguments, the issues. I mean, even a fucking sports announcer has figured this out, folks. And I'm glad that Stephen Smith is brave enough on ESPN to say the words, right, and risk losing his job. I'm sure he has fuck you money. And a lot of these super athletes, they made millions and millions and millions. But he's brave enough to say the words. I'm thinking, folks, they don't want to have an election. They're trying with these lawfare cases, from the bullshit hush money to the classified documents. They're doing everything they can to discredit Trump and get people to not like him. Interesting. He's got more support than ever. More support than ever. I know if the vote was honest, Trump would win in a massive, massive landslide. But it's not an honest election. I mean, I keep getting asked by people I know, why the fuck? Who the hell? Why would anyone vote for Biden? I don't get it. Who supports this guy? Someone does. It's not me. But I was disgusted and shocked today. Someone driving down the road at a Marine Corps license plate, and a Biden-Harris 2024 sticker. I was ashamed. I hung my head in shame. Truly. How fucking stupid can you be? Well, the Democrats know it. The media knows it. They're in big, big trouble. And guess what, folks? Even psychological TV personality Dr. Phil, he says, you better have a plan. Whoa, Dr. Phil sounding like yours truly. He said he's recommending people prepare to resist the next cerveza bug pandemic lockdown. You know what? I think we should vote on it. And my campaign strategy for no is to say fuck no, and my shotgun is my pandemic ballot I'll be voting with. All right, Mr. Ooman, where are we going next? Who's got something to say? And it's Penny B. Hey, Penny, thank you for the text the other day. She says, my friend's daughter, 23-year-old. Oh, shit. She says, my friend's daughter, 23 years old, was recently kidnapped, brought across the border, and was sold, then forced to be a mule back over the border with a large supply of fentanyl, which is a deadly, illegal drug that the Chinese are manufacturing and delivering into Mexico so it can be sent to America to hook Americans on it or kill them. Now, Penny B says they gave her a prescription to give Border Patrol and said if she caved, they would kill her family. She was arrested and processed and held in custody even after she came clean and told what happened. So, an American girl. Oh, here it is. Penny B says she is now charged with drug trafficking and will have to serve time and do a halfway house because she is freed. Unbelievable justice. Injustice. It is a fucking injustice. When someone is kidnapped, smuggled out of the country, I guess she should be happy, pleased that she wasn't turned into a sex slave and sold to somewhere in the Middle East. But she's charged with drug trafficking for being handed a bag full of drugs and put a gun to the back of her head, told her family will be killed, and you go ahead and try and sneak across the border. I'm sure they had someone on the other side waiting to meet with her in case she made it through. Unfucking believable. Penny B, thank you very much for sharing that. Heart is hurt. Prayers to that family and that girl. They should appeal whatever the fuck the Biden Justice Department is trying to do. Oh, they'll let anyone go, even fucking murder. But if you've been kidnapped and someone put a gun to your head and said, carry these drugs back across that border after being kidnapped, smuggled out of the country, that is Democrat justice right there, folks. Democrat justice. Tell you what, there's a shotgun answer for that. Right? I mean, these fucking people on the left. Did you know that Biden, the White House, they actually have a secret nickname for Mr. Trump? You know what they call him? Hitler Pig. Hitler Pig. Isn't it? I find it amusing that the Nazi fascists in the Biden White House, who are here destroying free speech, who attack our liberties daily, they want to take your guns, take your property, take your money, take everything from you. They think Trump is Hitler. Unfucking believable. And here we are. I've been on this channel with you guys over 10 years talking about this. Lo and behold, here we are. The government failing, refusing to do its job. The government enforcing laws that don't exist on other people. The government completely throwing out. In this example by Penny, a girl was kidnapped, a teenage girl, a young teen, kidnapped, smuggled out of the country, is being charged with crime. The crime of what? The government not doing its fucking job. But we're all fascists and Nazis and white supremacists. Even if you're black, you're a white supremacist if you like Trump. And I love the fact that so many black Americans are coming out and saying, you know what? Shit was better with Trump. Trump got shit done. There weren't wars with Trump, right? Our cities weren't broke when Trump was president. Well, I tell you what, even if Trump was president, these cities would still be going broke and fucking their own people over. It doesn't matter that Chicago has a black mayor. He is a communist and a piece of shit, and he'll destroy all the black lives he can. Black lives don't matter to Mayor BJ. They don't matter to Mayor Adams in New York City and every other city in the country that has Democrats, whether they're white or black. They're there to destroy everybody. They don't care. They will financially break and ruin the cities. We're going to have partisan conflict. We're going to have civil war, and we're going to have terrorism in this country. And oh yeah, the FBI, guess what they're worried about? They're worried about prepper, patriot Americans teaming up with terrorists. Well, who let the fucking terrorists in the country in the first place, Democrats? Oh yeah, you guys. But they're really thinking that me and you, people like me and you who love this country and own guns, we're going to team up with terrorists. Why would I do that? That's about as fucking stupid as being a homosexual, you know, a butt pirate, a sausage smoker. That's about as ridiculous as a gay person supporting Islam and terrorist groups. As soon as they get done using you, they'll just fucking kill you. And women, why are women continuing to be Democrats and supporting Democrats? Have they forgot what Muslims do to women who speak up and have an opinion? What they do to women who don't dress properly? They beat their women, folks, with canes. They throw acid on their face if they're too attractive and they won't hide their face properly. They burn them alive. They burn women alive if they do not convert to Islam and agree to become the sex slave property of their masters. That is who these people are. These not the civilized ones, not the civilized Americans who say, well, they're Muslim and that's their religion, but I'm going to go to work and pay my fucking taxes. I'm talking about these radical scumbags being shipped into our country and shipped into Europe too. They are now openly rioting and fighting in streets all around the world, especially in Europe, because there's enough of them now that they think they can intimidate the men. Now, what men in America, since this is our country, and of course around the world, in Scotland and Australia, in Canada, in Europe, you better fucking stand up or you're going to be killed. Period. That is the point, to kill. All right, Mr. Uman, I know I've gone off on a tangent. Hitler pig, that was a great one. Mikey G says, whatever happened to the $1 trillion coin they were going to mint to pay off the debt with? Well, interesting, right? We need not a $1 trillion coin, but I know what you're saying. They were going to do like a $50 trillion coin or a $1 gazillion coin, a big like 100-ounce platinum coin and stamp 1 trillion. And the government could give that to the central bank, the Federal Reserve private bank, and say, here, this pays off all the money you loaned us. You know why that won't work? They just quit doing it because it doesn't make it. They need the country destroyed, Mikey. They need everything destroyed. They don't want it fixed. They don't want the problem solved. But imagine if they did print this fucking coin, right? Minted it. Bam! Stamped this big chunk of platinum or palladium or some fucking rare metal, and they gave it to the bank. We're going in debt $1 trillion every 100 days. So $3.5 trillion a year, we would continue to go in debt anyways. And the next year it would go up to 5 trillion. And the next year it'd go up to 7 trillion. Then 10 a year. We would be right back in the same fucking position in less than 10 years. Because the problem that's causing us to go in debt is still there, and we're exponentially climbing in a vertical, parabolic death ascent. So you wipe all that out, we're still going straight up. So you wipe out all the debt, we're right here, but just go straight up again. Because the country isn't producing anything. It's not making wealth. A little technology is not a country. You need food, water, shelter, that's housing. You need materials to make these things and to run a farm. You need tractors and trailers and trucks and all manner of support and infrastructure to make an economy that works. You need mining, processing, manufacturing, finished products. And you need to exchange, trade with other countries on an equal basis so there is not a deficit. Anyways, what do I know, right? I just went to fucking college. Unbelievable. Here we are. Thank you very much, Mikey G. Yeah, I missed that coin. I sure do. Now get this. It's not just Democrats. And I know I pick on them because it's easy to identify them. You see them. They're fucking nuts. They're crazy. You know what's worse than them? Are sneaky fucking Republicans who pretend to be Republicans when they're actually anti-American, anti-freedom pieces of shit. And this is amazing. MAGA Mike Johnson. Welcome to Friday Free for All. I'm going to fucking give it to you. MAGA Mike Johnson today said that this country has a white privilege issue and that we need to address it and deal with it in order to fix our nation. He sounds like a fucking Democrat from college. He sounds like one of these stupid deans or students. Yeah, MAGA Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, telling us we have white privilege issues in this country and that they need to be addressed to fix the problem. You know what needs to be addressed to fix the fucking problem? Get us out of the bullshit wars, keep our fucking money at home, seal the fucking border, stop taxing the shit out of us, cut government spending, let people go to work, deport all the fucking illegals. That's what we need to do, Mike. Yes, now we have a third Republican who says, you know what, I think we need to get rid of Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House. I saw a fucking meme on Twitter X. It was Kevin McCarthy unzipped his skin and came out. It was Mike. He's the same fucking thing, another rhino. These rhinos, folks, are anti-American cocksuckers. Right? We got one in Arizona. He's a Republican election official. He sued Carrie Lake. Right? He sued her. Carrie Lake wants the election to be fair. He sues her. He is so disgusted with the Constitution. He says the First Amendment is, quote, the biggest threat to elections and democracy. What? Free speech? Talking about the election? Talking about what's right or wrong with it is the biggest threat to democracy? And elections? What? The elections are pointless if we can't vote, if we can't campaign, if we can't talk, if we can't argue. And democracy, fuck democracy. I want our republic fixed. But that's who these people are. This guy is a disgusting sack of shit. He wants free speech restricted, and it was discovered because Freedom of Information Act request revealed his emails. This exposed rhino needs to be fired, exposed, outed, and given the Mad Maxine treatment times 100. These rhino Republicans are worse because they know what they're doing and they know better. And they pretend to be freedom lovers and they're not. And then they get fucking caught like this asshat, shitheel, turd liquor, right? And then he starts crapping all over everybody. That's who these people are. That's who these people are. Arizona, guess what? They want these illegals voting. They want them voting. They want them voting in all states. There are dozens, if not hundreds of countries that require a legitimate citizenship identification card and proof of who you are, and then be registered to vote before they'll let you vote. You can't just show up and start fucking voting. It's beyond criminal. It's beyond fucking treason. the people like Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and all of Washington, D.C., and every Democrat and every rhino in every state going, we need to let these people vote. Why? They have no fucking stake in the game. They're not citizens. They hate this country, and we're going to let them vote? They don't have rights like you and I. They have human rights, sure. We're not just going to shoot you in the fucking head, but I think we should put you on a catapult and launch you over the wall. You don't have the right to own a gun. Go ahead and try and buy a fucking gun. Go to a gun store and have them bring the paper out. Say, you know, I'm interested in that gun right there. I'd like to fill out some paper. Look at the form to buy a gun. It says you cannot buy a gun if you are not an American citizen. And it asks you, are you an American citizen? Yes or no. If you check no, what the fuck are you doing in the store? They'll just deny it. Denied. Done. You can't buy a gun, but you can vote for the fucking president. You can be arrested for having your truck painted with an American flag, and you park it at school, and the school says get away, and the people say, no, you can't make me take the shit away. They'll fucking arrest you. But you can let an illegal vote. Oh, man, I'm getting pissed. All right. You know, American citizens need to stand armed if possible near the polling places. And I'm not telling anyone to break the law, so check the laws in your local state to make sure. But you need to take pictures of illegals and people who are cheating and lying and stuffing ballots. We need to make our true presence as Americans known. And illegals, folks, they will have to have their asses kicked up between their fucking ears so hard they fly over the wall that they criminally snuck under and around and through. Being nice to them won't fix it. Being generous to them won't fix it. We've tried, have they not? Have we not tried? And it's not fucking fixed. It's not gonna. Mr. Uman, where are we going next on this Friday free for all? We've got a great crowd here, big crowd. We got Kathleen Ralston. She says, first time I heard of felching, I couldn't get it out of my head for so long. Disgusting. Yeah, these are the people that run Washington, D.C. I have it on good authority that a massive percentage of Washington, D.C. is populated by homosexuals, gays. Not just 1% or 5% or even 10%. It's like 50 fucking percent. Talk to women who live there and they're like, you can't find a straight guy in this fucking town. And what they do is filthy. And if they're willing to do that to themselves and those that they care about, they don't mind fucking us in the ass either, now do they? I tell you. Here we go. Mr. Uman, who's next? I know I've been doing a lot of talking. I want to give people a chance. It's Name Redactus. And he says, one of the biggest, most underestimated weapons, the Illuminati cabal, is the creative manipulation of language and the control of people, their minds, and the trajectory of human history. That's correct. Understand when they started studying the way the mind works, the human mind, psychology. You know, we know about Carl Jung and Freud. We know about sociology and political experiments like fascism and communism. Right? They started playing around to find out what will people tolerate? What will they believe? What will they allow governments to get away with? They experimented on us trying to figure it out. Psychological operations, psychological missions to control people. Oh, right. Operation Mockingbird by the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, was not just being proposed, not just starting in the 1970s during the church hearings in Congress. They're called the church hearings. Look it up, church hearings. The CIA admitted at that time that they had agents in newspaper, radio, television, and they were influencing the news reporting that went out to the people to control our thoughts. They control what information we get, so we can only use that data to try and understand the situation in front of us. They withhold information from us. They withhold information. You're like, I don't have any way to think about this. I've got no info. How am I supposed to have a conclusion? Oh, wait, watch the news. They'll tell me what I need to know, what information is real and not disinformation and misinformation and lies, for Pete's sake. Oh, yeah, the government, they'll make sure we get truth out of them. Lots of pravda there. And this is what they do. Political correctness. Oh, you can't say that about retards. Oh, you can't say that about the homos. Oh, you can't say that about communists. Oh, yeah, you can, and you should. In fact, anytime someone tells you to be quiet, you should get fucking louder. You should. You should. You should fight, and fight some more. Oh, by the way, folks, I mean, speaking of these people, they are the most fundamentally corrupt and sick individuals inside their heads. But they want to come after you. Megyn Kelly, who has fallen from grace in a lot of ways, ended up debating, right? Shit-stain legal analyst from CNN, Jeffrey Toobin, because he attacked Clarence Thomas's integrity. Now, wasn't Jeffrey Toobin, the jackass who was jerking off while he was on a Zoom call with his coworkers, fucking stroking his little pud? And he wants to attack Clarence Thomas and his integrity. Why is Jeffrey Toobin even on television or involved in any news? You know, he's not qualified to cook fast food. He shouldn't be touching anyone's food. He is a sick, demented fucker, and who knows what kind of monkeypox he has. That's who these people are. Yeah. Controlling people can be done if you can control their minds. Look at how well they've proved that they're capable of doing that. We have 5- and 6-year-old and 4-year-olds running around thinking that they're a transsexual or a drag queen. They're completely sexualizing children, and parents think it's fucking cute. The kids think it's just fine and normal because they're being told this is what you should be doing. They're controlling the mind. How the fuck did they get in people's heads? So they're like, hey, you're going to have children and we're going to turn them into sex toys for your teachers. And that's what they're doing. And the rest of the country, we sit on our fucking hands and go, well, that's not very good. We don't like it. We think our lawmakers should fix it. So you go to the state house and the lawmakers are like, hey, guess what? We should allow perverts out of prison. Right? It's like in California. Let all the pedophiles out of prison and do not make it a crime to try and buy a child as a sex slave. Literally, folks, let's not make it a felony. We'll keep it as a misdemeanor in California. These people are fucked in the head. We got one more comment, question, thought from you out there, and it is Uman. And he said, just saw that the potato in chief, that would be Joe Biden, just banned drilling in half of Alaskan petroleum reserve. They're calling it a sweeping win for climate advocates. Yeah, exactly. I went to put fuel in my vehicle. Even in Florida, it was over $4 fucking a gallon. Why? Well, because Americans got it too good. Because you guys are living fat on the hog. Because America consumes so much of the world's energy. No. See, we consume energy, but we pay money to other countries for their fucking oil. And it's lifting them out of poverty. Have you looked at pictures of Dubai lately? Not since it flooded from all the rains. But these third world countries that are producing a shit pile of oil, they're getting a shit pile of money for it. It's improving their countries. No. We cannot have Americans, right, destroying the world. If you look at the pollution map of the world, the United States is clean compared to places like China, Africa, and other third world shitholes. China is the worst offender of all, right? And all that shit blows out of China, blows across the Pacific. The Pacific Ocean cleans and absorbs all that shit before it gets to America. I won't say all, but a lot of it. Carbon, folks. There's so many millions of tons of carbon being emitted Carbon is used by plants. So I guess the plankton and algae and seaweed and sea life is living it up. It's like fertilizer for them. Just unfucking believable. Yeah, advocates my ass. Fuck Joe Biden. I'm going to be here Sunday Night Live, folks. Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday Night Live. Everybody's invited. Bring a drink. Bring your questions. Bring a pocket full of cash, and you'll hit the super chat button to get your comments on the screen, just like Mr. Uman. Uman has to pay just to be the moderator. Do you know that Uman pays $10,000 a month just for the privilege of being the moderator here? That's right. We're going to start an auction. The auction starts at $15,000 if anyone wants to take Uman's place. Yeah, he has to pay big money just to be here, folks. I'm getting rich. I get paid $50,000 a month by YouTube. Uman pays me $15,000. Jolene, she has to pay $1,000 every time I say her name. No. We don't get rich. Sorry. Full of shit. Just joking. We don't get rich. But you guys do support us. And your support is critical to pay for the things we do. Things we do like memberships to news organizations, our routers, the preparedmind.club. It would be great if it made more money, but it makes a little bit of money, right? And we don't have corporate sponsors. The cafefe.com, these people, the deplorable types, love it. They don't pay a nickel. I'll advertise for them because they're patriots. But you guys are patriots too, and you support this channel, you support freedom, you support free speech, you support the Second Amendment, you support America, you support the Constitution, you support the protection and preservation of children, the elderly, and our way of life, our traditions, our culture. And it's under attack, all of it. Shit has hit the fan, and chance favors the prepared mind. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. The prepared mind is yours. And are you ready?